free Zoom or clearing night on poor body. Like, our bodies are so amazing and magical and with us our whole lives, and the way we treat them is sometimes not so nice. And I wonder what we can clear about it, what lies we can expose, and what truth we can discover. So thank you so much, Chandana, for doing this little free Zoom, and the word is yours.
Oh, thank you, Simone. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Well, yeah, poor bodies. What does that bring up for you? It's like, when we looked at the topic, and it was more of the very energy of poor body brings that vision of you being poverty stricken. But the thing here is that you are poverty stricken when you believe that you don't have choice. You are poverty stricken when you believe that you don't have choice with your body, when you don't have choice with money, when you don't have choice with relationships, and you don't have choice with change. You create this energy of, and you be this demanding, woman out there, a man out there with, I want to change my life and I'll do anything to change my life. But you're choosing from the space of being poverty, from being that unchangeable, where you believe that change is not available, where you believe that change is not possible, because you bought all the lies of how you have to be what you have come here to be. And there's something outside of you, which is the source, which is the power that can change you. It's like, how many of us are still waiting for something outside of us, to change us? And everything that brought up, would you destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, fun and pop, all 100 shots, boys, forwards, spacies, creations, and beyonds. I would really love to know where everyone is with their bodies. I just would love to know what is true for you. What is true for you? Where are you with your bodies? Are you struggling? Is there pain? Is there misery? Is there ease? Is there joy? What is it like in these 10 seconds for you? Anybody?
I can go first. I would say intensity is the thing I have with my body mostly, and even long term. And at a certain point, I just got used to it. And I'm not even truly asking for change. Like, oh, well, that's what it is. I'm just seeing like, oh, wow, I'm not really asking what am I aware of or what is it showing me. And I also have definitely decided that will not change.
Matt, that's so big what you just said. First you said was long term. I mean, how many lifetimes we think long term is just this lifetime, this body. But how many lifetimes have you been carrying the intensity with you, making that real and true for your body? So your body really doesn't know anything different. Your body's like, but this is what's true for me because this is what's been going on. The being is like, oh, there's no pain in the body. How do I get the intensity out there? How do I understand the intensity? Because that's what the being is choosing. The being is choosing intensity, and then that intensity shows up in the body. But the thing with intensity is when you receive the intensity, it shows up as pleasure. When you reject the intensity or you have a judgment of the intensity, it shows up as pain.
This is so well put. Thank you for that. I had a one-on-one session a few days ago, and this lady had such a point of view where she needs to go to the heart when certain energies. I'm like, yeah, but what if your left big toe has the most information? You never ask there, you only go to the heart. I mean, what if we include the whole body? And then I was like, okay, body, where do you show me lust? And I asked her, and my body showed me exact that part on my spine that is always intense. I'm like, oh, thanks for the information.
Your body has consciousness of its own. Your body is way smarter than you are because your body doesn't have points of views. Your body shows up as your points of views. So, if you have intensity, if you have a point of view that intensity is wrong, intensity is bad, that's what's going to show up in the body. But if you're like, oh, intensity, how much fun can I have with this now? Boom, pleasure, joy, change. It's like, things change when you allow the intensity in. But most of us are trying to maintain what we have by deciding that's the right way of doing it. Or I'm just about okay now. I don't want any more intensity. Can I just push out intensity?
Yeah, and there's one thing to acknowledge, but I'm really getting more and more. I am an intense being. I am with me all the time, so like I don't have a reference for me, but I can really perceive with others like there is an intensity that I enjoy. And I guess there is way more to turn that up.
And when you say that, that's so light, right? When you say that, it's so light. It's like it literally feels like, oh yeah, that's true. And how many people would actually resonate with you? How many
And the
human
next thing is like, I know I always have been that, but then there's a judgment that's too much, and I can perceive that standing next to me somewhere, like it's already too much for a lot of people. Am I really allowed to turn it up? And I'm like, after the Global Foundation, like, fuck yes, my life, it's my body. The planet is asking for it. Like the planet always receives me, no matter how weak I choose to be or how strong I choose to be. The planet doesn't have a point of view. It's just people with their judgments having points of views. And like, why would I listen there? So it's just there's so much changing for me.
That exactly. And when you talk about the intensity and you're so willing to be that intensity, and the earth receives you, because the earth has no point of view. Your body is a part of the earth. Your body is the earth. The earth is your body. So when you're receiving the intensity and the earth is receiving, is being intense. It's just that we don't see it. But if you were to go deep and deep and down into the earth, how much intensity is there? If you were to go and look at the way, the way nature just changes, the way seasons just change, the way flowers just bloom, the way trees just grow their fruits, how much intensity is there? What we see is just the flowers blooming and the fruits growing, and but the intensity is something that's true and real for the earth. The earth is willing to change constantly. And you, as a humanoid, you have a body that's humanoid too. And that's different from a human body. But you're trying really hard to be human by forcing your body to be human, by forcing your body to be normal. But your body is anything but normal because you are not normal. But when you allow the intensity of being different, when you allow yourself to receive that and to be that, how much ease can you have with your bodies?
I would like to share an awareness I got with you, Chandana, the other day. We were speaking about not good enough, and I like, OMG, I had that with me for my whole life, like not good enough. And I just had the awareness, I will never be good enough human because I'm not a human. I'm a magical creature that's undefined. Like I will never be good enough because it's just not true for me. I can let that go. It will never happen. Oh well.
Wow. How big is that? When you just acknowledge, I can never be good enough. Like, I always, when people turn around and say, oh, I'm just not good enough. I'm like, compared to what? What are you comparing yourself to? What are you comparing yourself to? That's not true for you. But you've made something the epitome of, comparison that keeps you in constant judgment of yourself, that keeps you in constant judgment of your body, that has you needing to dim down the intensity, to suppress the intensity that you be. But when you suppress the intensity, it's going to show up in your body. And it's going to show up as pain, or it's going to show up as a disease, or it's going to show up as weight. Because intensity is meant to flow, not to be compressed and suppressed.
As you just mentioned weight, I mean, if anyone else has a question, please raise their hand. Otherwise, I will just ask the question of my friend. I just had a conversation with someone and she's like, yeah, I've gained so much weight, and like there's that frustration, and then there's that counting of calories, or like that really I'm not willing to skip all the food. I want to enjoy that. And like, can you address that? Like, is it really the food that creates the body, or is there, yeah, a different awareness?
What cognitive dissonance are you using to create the poverty with your body that has you choosing weight?
Mic drop moment.
Everything that is times the godzillion would you destroy and uncreate that. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 100 shots, boys, poets, species, creations, and beyonds.
Would you explain cognitive dissonance a bit?
Yeah, sure. Cognitive dissonance is where you find yourself confused. You're asking for something, but you're being something very different. You're asking for something, but you've already gone into, but I can't do that. You've already given yourself reasons and justifications why you can't be that. And you've created this total confusion in your world. Where there is, you make everything unchangeable by choosing cognitive dissonance.
Say it again, please. So good.
I have no clue what I said. I just know.
You make everything unchangeable by choosing cognitive dissonance. So it's still your choice. It's not happening. It's not that it's not happening. It's a choice we make.
Yeah. And what does cognitive dissonance do to you? It keeps you in pause. It keeps you in the stop mode. You're like, oh, I'm just going to decide. Let me think. Let me look at it. What do I do? Where do I go? I want to do that, but I want to do this because that's all cognitive dissonance, where you're telling yourself those constant stories, and you're keeping yourself so confused as to what you would really like and why you can't get there, or why you fear getting there. And it sounds real in that moment. It sounds really true. Like if a person comes to you and says, I'm in pain, and you can't just turn around and say, oh, that's a choice you're making. Yeah, he's making a choice. But in that moment, his pain seems real. The weight that he's battling seems real. He is trying to change it, but he's also operating from the cognitive dissonance that this cannot change.
Wow, it's like trying to change is like the ask for change, but at the same time, the proof it's not changing.
Yeah. Yes, that.
So good.
Truly, truly. It's just so interesting where all we can go with bodies now. So much that's opened up with the cognitive dissonance conversation, with the hardwiring of the brain conversation, with poverty, and, everywhere that we've been dismissing ourselves, dismissing our bodies, just because they don't fit into somebody else's points of views, just because they don't fit into somebody else's size 2 or size 4. We dismiss ourselves, we dismiss our bodies. But what are you dismissing when you dismiss your body? You're dismissing the capacities that you came to this planet with. You're dismissing the capacities that your body has to just ask and receive, to just literally create, to show you, to guide you. Because your body has these capacities.
One thing I have started to ask is whenever I find myself going to wrongness of any kind with my body, in my business, money plus whatever, I go to wrong. Wait a second. What is magical here? What is the magic here that I can discover if I would not go with the conclusion wrong, which is not true? Like, what if I ask the question, like, what's magical about this?
Truly. I mean, what is so magical about your body that you have the need to hide it?
Would I do that?
No. Would anyone do that? What is so, so, so magical about your body that you've judged it as wrong? that has you suppressing the magic. If you're not going to show up as a magical being that you came here to be, who and what are you going to show up as? Everything. That is what you destroy and uncreate that. Right, wrong, good, bad, POD, POC, all 100 shots, voice, forward, species, creations, and beyonds. You know, talking about all these different energies that are now, you know, that we are playing with and access, and seeing the change in bodies, seeing the change in people's realities so much faster than what it was earlier. And the one thing that I've noticed is that people are way more present with body processes now. You know, there's a presence that you are willing to be with the body processes that makes the body processes what they are. You know, the body processes are these, we all learn to run them. We all learn to, you know, learn the positions and stuff. But who are you being when you're running the process? What if it could have you receiving way more of you as you run a process on someone?
Chandana, what is a body process?
Body process is this absolutely magical energy that we gently touch bodies and different points that are sometimes locations are given to us and sometimes they're not. And if we follow the locations, or if we just follow our knowing and allow the body to show us where we can put our hands and run the process, it starts to create this amazing space between the molecules of the body, you know, where there's been density, where there's been structure. It starts to unravel, it starts to open up, starts to get more space, starts to get created. So now choice is easier. Where you've been struggling to choose, choice becomes easier. And, you know, people will come out saying, oh my God, I was able to change rheumatoid arthritis. Oh my God, I was able to change this. I was able to change that. Yeah, because choice became way easier. You got present with what am I choosing?
And you know, the fun thing is, we go to a 3-day body class and our bodies gets to receive so much wow energies. And then everything in your life changes. The body can change, the business can change, the money flows can change, relationships can change, because like you and your body are more in a co-creation, like things become so much more clear and ease, joy, and glory, I would say.
Absolutely. And, you know, your body's choosing, right? Your body chooses a satin sheets. Your body chooses a nice, comfortable mattress to sleep on at night. Your body chooses to fly comfortably. You know, it's your body enjoys all of that. Your being doesn't care. But when you know, most of us don't choose by including our bodies. We choose against our bodies. We keep telling ourselves, oh, I can't buy this because I can't afford it. I can't do this because I can't afford it. So I'll just settle for something cheaper. But that's the way that we abuse our bodies, because our bodies enjoy luxury. And every time that something turns our body on, and, you know, something, there's that little excitement that goes through the body. And instead of going to question and asking, oh, what will it take to have that? Oh, body, can you show me what's required here? Instead of going to a question like that, we go to, oh, but I can't afford it. And how much have you done that? How much have others done that to you and to your body through different lifetimes, including this lifetime, where you've locked in that financial abuse into your body? So when you actually start to receive these body processes, your body gets the permission from you to choose, to show you the way. And that's where all of life comes to you with ease and joy and glory.
Oh, I'm just getting an awareness of like how much anti-body the world functions from, and we have experienced not just in this lifetime, like that we're just, and I'm really so curious what can be unlocked and changed now with the body processes in the 3-day body classes. Like, it's just, this class is already starting for me and gives me so much awareness and gifts me so much. I really can highly recommend everyone that's listening to this recording, allow yourself to receive. Like, every class is different, every facilitator is different, and like the cocktail that comes together is very different with every class, right? And this one has something that's so different for me, and I'm so grateful, and I cannot wait for it to start. And I'm looking forward to this.
You know, for me, it's like a soda. It's like bubbling. How much fun can we have, friends? And what can your body receive? And I always ask before choosing a class, it's for me, it's really about what will my life be like if I was to choose this class? Body, show me the way. And it's just so amazing how your body will show you. And there's no right and there's no wrong. It's not like if you don't come to class, you're wrong. And if you come to class, you're right. Or if you come to class, you're wrong. And if you don't come to class, you're right. None of that. It's more of body. What would you like to choose?
And you know what? I just had another conversation with another friend. I'm a lot on the phone lately. And there was that this body class has such a kindness and such a gentleness. Like, and that's an energy that's not so familiar in Germany. There's more harshness and rightness, like, but like that.
That's what's more available on the planet, right? The harshness, the wrongness, the rightness. But what your body truly is seeking, is asking for, is the nice, the kindness, the nurturance, the healing energy, it's the pampering energy. And 3 days of lying, gifting, receiving is complete pampering. It's a nurturance that your body has been seeking, been asking for. And it's just a choice away. And I am really excited. I am truly excited. I love playing with bodies. I mean, I don't know what that sounds like, but I do. Don't tell anyone. I really
No, we would just post it on YouTube, all good. It's like
all over. Like, you know, I just love playing with bodies, and every body communicates with me. It's like, you know, I'm not sure if you know my little, like, you know, when I started with Access Consciousness almost 12 years back now, I had been suffering with something called fibromyalgia for 19 years. And for 19 years, I had been on medication, I had been on injections, on steroids, on a whole lot of naturopathy stuff, Ayurvedic and acupuncture, acupressure. You know, I'm in India and you have a lot of all of that stuff. But nothing changed it for 19 years. It would change it a little for a little while, and then it would come back with a bang. And again, it would get a little better, and then again, it would be worse. For 19 years, I was 29 when it started. And it was a struggle to even get my kids to school. It was a struggle to even, you know, to just step out and go to the mall for a little bit of shopping or something. I couldn't do the mundane things of life. And at the age of 47, when I got my bars run and I got myself to the foundation class and I got myself to a 3-day body class, the pain in my body, within 6 months, I was off all medication. All medication in 6 months. And the doctors were like, don't do that, Chandana. You've suffered for 19 years. And I've been on a lot of medications, you know, because those 19 years. And today my body is so, my body's always been so aware. It's always communicated. And like your bodies are so aware of what's going on around the world, you know, your body's so aware of the pain, the suffering, the misery that people are choosing. And when your body's so aware and you don't have the tools, you don't know what to do with that awareness, you land up making it yours. You're not wrong. You just don't have the tools. You just don't know what to do with this awareness. So you believe it's yours. And that's what I did all those years. I made it mine and I made it mine and I made it mine till one day my body was like, I'm done. And that's when, I chose Access Consciousness. And every time I would get my body processes run, the awareness I would receive would be so much more, so much greater. But there would be an ease with the awareness, the intensity I could receive, because I didn't need to reject it. I didn't need to judge it. I could just ask, who does this belong to? And return it to sender with consciousness attached. So the
But
tools,
Chandana, isn't that too easy?
yeah,
Just send it back to sender and everything's changing. That can't be.
it's way too easy, my friend. Way too easy. But the beauty is, if you're asking for something that's easy and fun, maybe a body process could be that. Do we have any more questions from the other Zoom? And I've really enjoyed this conversation, Simone. Yeah, it just opens up so much awareness. Just these conversations open up so much.